Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about 3 things I wish I had known 20 years ago. And believe me, you're going to wish you'd known these earlier too. So today, as you can see, we're doing a small pool deck. Not huge, by any standards for some of the ones we've done, 4 feet all around this thing. But the very first thing I'd wish I'd known 20 years ago, right, is just get a pump truck when you're doing a pool deck. It's so much easier. It puts the concrete right where you need it. Now, yes, we could have backed that concrete truck right up to the front of this pool and then used the chute extension to shoot across the pool, but it's just so much more work. We would have saved a little bit of money doing that, right? But at the end of the day, you can see how easy it is to place that concrete with the pump. It makes everybody's job a little bit easier. So it's, spending a little bit more money to get a pump, but getting the concrete right where you need it, not killing yourselves, is a big deal because you've got a lot of work to do here. And, to get this pool deck done and done right, you don't want to have to spend all your energy just trying to get the concrete in place because you got a long day ahead of you finishing also. So that's number one. Don't worry about spending a little bit extra money to get a pump truck. It's worth it to do it. Trust me. I tried to save so much money years ago when I was younger because I just thought I was a bull that it's just better this way, honestly. Trust me on that one. So the second thing is, I wish I'd known 20 years ago, was those forms we're using, those coping forms inside the pool, those are Zpool forms. That's the best forming method for doing concrete copings that I have ever used. We tried so many other ways, including using the styrofoam forms in there, and a lot of times, even sometimes the pool guys would put their own forms on, but those forms, you can reuse them over and over again. You can get like this 15 different types of liners you can put in those for different types of coping faces you want. We use this one the most, that red one you saw. It has like a slate stone texture on it. It's a really nice looking one. But that forming system, we use it over and over again. I don't know, we've probably used that one on 20 different pools, right? So once you buy it, you have it, and you can just, replace pieces as you need them, or if you need more of them for bigger pools or whatever, you can just add to your collection. But it's well worth the money to use those Zpool forms. So that's number 2. Number 3 I'll talk about in a little bit as we get into the finishing part of the pool. But when we do pools, we get asked to do a ton of pools every summer, and we only take on so many because we have a lot of other stuff to do, right? If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Put new sub in the comments, and I'll enter you into a drawing to win some of the gear that we wear, the hoodies, t-shirts, hats, stuff like that. And then you'll, once you watch more of my videos, you'll see all the different types of concrete flat work that we do. But if you're a returning viewer, you know that we'll do concrete floors, we'll do slabs, we'll do stamped concrete, sidewalks, all kinds of different types of concrete flat work, right? That's what we specialize in. We don't do foundations. We don't really do much commercial work, even though I did a lot of that years ago. Most of the jobs we work on are residential jobs, kind of like this one. But if you're new and you want to learn how to do this stuff, if you're thinking of doing your own project, a DIY, whether it's a shed slab, a patio slab, a sidewalk, or anything like that, I have training courses in the Concrete Underground that'll teach you how to do that stuff. And you're going to want those. Trust me, you don't want to mess this up. You only got one chance to do this right. So click on the link in the description of the video, find that Concrete Underground link, join that. Go through all the training videos, and that's going to give you a really good idea how to work with this stuff, just like what we're doing right here. Or if you want to actually do this like we do, maybe start your own business, maybe do it as a side hustle and earn some extra money or whatever, you have the opportunity in there in the Concrete Underground to come work with us for a week too. So that's the third option in that. There's 3 different options in there to go and join. So check that out if you want to do that. Now we're getting this almost poured, right? There's a certain reason why we start where we do and where we finish where we do. And those reasons have more to do with finishing than they do to pouring. And they're dependent on, are we going to cut joints in here by hand and do tool joints today, or are we going to do saw cut joints today? Those are some things that come into play as concrete finishers when we're going around a pool like this, because there's a lot of handwork to do here. Now, luckily today, you can see it's a little foggy out this morning. It's not too hot out. It's kind of cool out. This makes finishing concrete a lot easier. Concrete's not setting up on us too fast versus if it's sunny out, if it's 100 degrees out and it's 7 in the morning, you know that this stuff's going to fly as you get it poured, and the setup times are going to be super fast. So you're going to make sure you have enough manpower to deal with what you're pouring. That's me bull floating right there. I own the company. This is my company, Days Concrete Floors. I started this in 1987. I started working for myself in about 1985. I was partners with another guy. That lasted for a little bit, and then we decided to go our own way. So I started my own company here in about 1987. I was about 19 years old when I did this. I really didn't know anything about running a company, but I knew how to do this work like this. So that I was confident in. All the other stuff I kind of learned on the fly, right? Learn as you go, making all the mistakes, learning from the mistakes, and not knowing like how to run a business, but knowing how to do the work. So here's the third thing I wish I'd known about 20 years ago. That funny float right there with a handle. Like, we didn't have those 20 years ago. We would do everything by hand. We would get on the concrete with skids or maybe some styrofoam, mag float everything out on our hands and knees by hand. We didn't have those funny floats to be able to reach out into the concrete and get most of that work done standing up. We would do it all bending over. That's so much easier to do it with a funny float like that. And I don't know, it just, for whatever reason, either they weren't invented back then or we just didn't know about them, and I saw them on somewhere and I was like, hey, I need some of those. So that's what we're doing to get this out. Now, when we go around a pool deck like this, we'll go around it at least twice before we do the finish. The finish is going to just be a light broom finish on this. We do 2 finishes on these. Broom finishes or stamp concrete finishes is what most people have, and it's kind of 50-50 with us. These broom finishes are about half the cost of a stamp concrete finish. That's why a lot of people opt for the broom finish. And it's a good finish. It's a nice light texture. It's basically non-slippery. You're not going to slip if you're walking around a pool and it gets wet. So a lot of people still opt for that broom finish. It doesn't really get that hot in the summer if you don't put color in it. It cures out, the concrete cures out nice and a very light gray finish. It's a good looking pool deck. Now we'll get to, in this video, I'll show you a little bit of the finishing here is what we're starting right now. We'll get to where you get to see the broom finish, and then, what we do on a pool like this is after the broom finish is done, we'll come back. We'll probably get done brooming this. Let's say it's like 10:30 in the morning when we get done. So in about another hour here, 3 or 45 minutes, we'll be done brooming this thing. Then we go do something else for about 5 or 6 hours, then come back later in the afternoon here today and saw cut the joints in to make sure we get them in the same day. This is when it's most likely going to crack, especially off the 4 corners and off that pool skimmer, is today. So you don't really want to wait till the next day to come in and saw your joints. So if you're not going to cut them in by hand with a hand tool joint, then you want to cut still the same day, but the concrete's got to be cured up good and hard. And after we get them sawed in, then we'll leave it. So we'll come back the next day, strip off the inside of the pool coping forms, get the outside forms stripped off, clean off any little dust from the sawing or whatever. And then you can spray on your concrete curing agent after that. And then, that's basically it. Then the excavator or the landscaper guy comes back and he does all the grading around here to kind of finish things up. In this case, the guy that does the pool, he also does the excavation, so he'll also do the backfilling. So he's going to be really careful not to damage anything as he does the backfilling around here. Now that's me way back in there with the broom. I'm kind of just going, I'm following the guys that are mag floating it out. Darren and Luke are mag floating it out. I'm closely following behind them to get a really nice broom finish. And then Harvey's coming in behind me with the edging tool, and he's doing the edging on the outside as the finished edge. And we like doing things a certain way. Like I like the broom marks to be a certain texture, not too smooth, but not too rough. Too rough is definitely very bad on a pool deck. So they got to be just a certain texture. And when I drag that broom across it, you can see I'll do like 4 or 5 passes, and then I clean off the broom in the water, bang the water off, and then keep going, right? If you just keep going around with the broom, you end up getting some buildup of paste in the broom, and then your texture doesn't look good after a few passes. And there's just some little details to concrete finishing that we know that most people don't. And you wouldn't really, like, how would you know if you don't do it every day like we do? And I don't think anybody's teaching anybody else this. If you know anybody else teaching concrete finishing other than me, let me know down in the comments. I want to know if they're doing as good a job, or if you think I'm doing a good job teaching. I kind of briefly go over some of the details in these regular videos I have on YouTube, but there's really so much more to it that you don't know about, that you should if you're going to try to do this on your own, or if you're thinking of even tackling your own project. The one thing about concrete versus some of the other trades is you only get one chance to do this right. There's a very small window, especially when it comes to finishing. Like when we start finishing this versus when we end, you get about 30 minutes here, and that's it. If you don't know what you're doing, if you wait too long, you're going to lose this thing, and it's very expensive to try to fix it or bust it out and do it again. So you got one small window to do this right. So you got to know what you're doing in advance. You got to have an idea. And learning hands-on, like working with us here side by side, we've had some people do that. That's probably the best way to do it. But if you can't do that, what's the next best way? Is at least getting the knowledge behind you by watching somebody who knows what they're doing online in some training videos. That gives you a good idea of that broom texture right there. And then Harvey following behind with the edging tool, just giving it a little bit of a finished rounded edge that looks nice is what we do. So again, if you're new, please put new subscriber down and you'll be entered in a drawing to win some of the gear we wear. If you're a returning video watcher, thank you for coming back. We'll see you on the next one.